1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster.
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honey Bee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. I am one of your hosts, Precious D.
And I'm the other one of your hosts, Honey Bee.
We are two best friends making our way through the history of kaiju movies. We started with the original King Kong in 1933, and now we are up to 2024. And the movie is Kaiju Glam Metal Shark Attack.
Bennett.
I thought we were going to have maybe a conversation with somebody that was in it, but she has not returned my message yet. So,
Bummer.
but we'll try to be gentle in case she shows up. But first, this is Kaiju Go weekend. We are at Kaiju Go right now. If you are not there, then you must be square.
Oh.
So, by the time you're hearing this, it's probably too late to get in. Although they are not completely sold out at this moment. They might be by next Saturday.
By the time you're hearing this, they might be.
Yeah. But first, we have an interview with Ray Morton, the author of King Kong, The History of a Movie Icon. And this is a new revised and expanded version that just came out this year. The original version came out like 2005, back just before Peter Jackson's Kong came out. So let's go to that interview now. Welcome to the show, Ray.
Thank you for having me.
So I've only brushed the surface of this book. It is a thorough and dense tome. You put a lot of work into it, I can see. How long did it take you to put this thing together?
Well, the original edition back in 2005 took about 2 years, and then this update took actually about 2.5 to 3 years. So it's been been an epic journey. Yeah.
Damn, it seems like an update should have taken less time.
You would think.
Yeah. So you got pretty much everything in here about King Kong. Of course, there's new stuff coming out all the time, so the only way to be absolutely up to date is to, I guess, have an online database or something.
Yeah, no, my thought is it's absolutely comprehensive for the next 10 minutes, and then we'll see.
Well, I'm gonna lay something on you in a little bit, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Sure.
So how did you first get interested in Kong? What was your introduction?
Well, my introduction was watching it on TV when I was a kid, probably like 7 or 8, with my dad, who had seen it in a theater when he was a kid. And when it came on television, I guess I hit a certain age, and he really wanted me to be as excited about it as he was. So I remember we sat down, and anyone from the New York area will remember Channel 9, which used to show all the monster movies, and we watched it, and I was just taken by the whole thing. Kind of fell in love with it, and then after that, watched it any time I possibly could.
These kids today, they don't understand. We couldn't just watch whatever we wanted whenever we wanted.
Exactly. Had to get the TV guide and circle all the movies you wanted to watch that week.
Yep.
So.
What I always say is that if you had told our grandparents that one day you could go to a store and pick out any movie you wanted and take it home and watch it, they wouldn't believe you. And if you tell your grandchildren that you used to have to go to a store to pick out any movie you wanted, they wouldn't believe you.
Not a bit.
So there's a lot of Kongs over the years. Do you have a favorite, or is it just the original guy?
Oh, I love the original, obviously. It's the greatest. And I'm a huge fan of the 1976 remake.
Okay.
Those would be my top two in Kongdom, if you will.
Hmm. That was probably the first one I saw. Of course, I was aware of the original, but I don't think I saw it all the way through until I was in high school over at a
Mm,
friend's house. It was coming on. But I did see that remake in the theaters, yeah.
yeah, it was a huge pop culture event at its
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a least favorite Kong?
Interesting. I would say that the last few from Legendary are not made for me. Maybe I'll put it that
Okay.
way.
Okay.
That I appreciate maybe that the audiences love them now. They're not for me. I would say the other one that probably isn't so hot is King Kong Lives from 1986.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, ouch.
Although that one is the most fun to write about, I'm going to tell you that. So,
Okay. I don't think you're digging deep enough, sir, because
okay.
my least favorite is the Mighty Kong. That is a flaming
Oh,
crap burger from people who should know better. When that folks, that's the animated musical version,
yes.
direct to video. And when you look at the resume of the people involved and
Yeah.
then the quality of the end product, it is just inexcusable.
You know what's kind of funny when you asked me the question, I completely forgot about the movie, which probably means that that's probably my least
That's
favorite.
I
So,
mean that's the biggest crime is being forgettable.
yeah, yeah.
Not okay. Well, clearly you put years of research into this book. Was there a particular thing you discovered, like the most surprising fact that you discovered while you were doing your research?
Yeah, I think in the course of doing all of the research with the RKO archives and all the memos and things, um, the thing that surprised me the most is that Marion Cooper, the guy who created Kong, his story about how he invented Kong is not really accurate. It's quite showy because Cooper loved to tell a good story. But what I found the most fascinating was that the Kong character developed in stages. You know, it started
Mm-hmm.
as his intention to do like a pseudo documentary about real gorillas. Then it kind of amped up a bit where he wanted to have a gorilla, a real live gorilla, fight a real live Komodo dragon. And that would have been a very interesting bloody movie. And it was only when he couldn't get the financing for that, and then he went to RKO as a staff producer, and he met Willis O'Brien and saw a stop motion, and he said, "Oh, maybe we could do the movie this way," since he couldn't get the money to go to Africa to actually film a real gorilla. And O'Brien had been working on an aborted project called Creation, which was about people trapped on an island with dinosaurs. And when Cooper
Mm.
saw the dinosaur model, he said, "Oh, I'd like to have my gorilla fight the dinosaur instead of a Komodo dragon." And that's the point where Kong became a giant creature. He was not a giant creature in Cooper's imagination before that, and since that's the part of the character that people remember, the most instantly, I thought it was amazing that it didn't come along until quite some time into the development.
Mm. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see. What else do I have here? Is there is there anything? What would you like to see next for Kong? It sounds like you're not that interested in the legendary films. So what
Well, the
would you like to
legendary
see?
films are taking the character in kind of a completely different way. They're making him into kind of a Edgar Rice Burroughs character, the sort
Mm-hmm.
of the lord leader of his own, nation of giant apes. I'm
Sure.
actually interested to see what they do with that, but I think it gets very far away from Kong. I'm not really sure what I would like to see next. I do think the Kong story tends to be a thing unto itself. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're ready for another remake, but I would be interested in in someone maybe combining the elements of all three of the existing versions into maybe something even more spectacular. But I think we're probably many years away from that.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, the story I want to see is something I would call the Brides of Kong.
Ah, okay.
I want to know what happens to those ladies after he gets
That's
bored with them, unless he just eats them.
yeah, yeah,
We don't, we don't, apparently it was a habit, a
yeah.
tradition, whatever, for
Uh,
them to present a bride to Kong, and we know what happened to Fay Ray, to Anne, but we don't know what happened to any of the other ones and why they have to keep getting replaced. So is he just snacking on them, or does he play with them for a while and then get bored and they escape? So I imagine that beyond the wall, there's a little mini tribe
ah,
of former brides of Kong. They come along and rescue the latest bride, but they never got the chance to help out Anne Barrows. Other
that
things
would be
happened.
great.
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
All right, I'll get to work on that.
Yes.
So, outside of the movies, what there's novels, comics, games. What most interests you in the non-movie versions of Kong? Do you have any favorites among those?
I mean, I really like the 1932 actually novelization that they put out because it kind of shows you a little bit of a different dimension of the story. I'm also a huge fan of the 1960s animated cartoon show, the Saturday morning show. And I really like that because it kind of is a version of Kong that has become quite popular, which is Kong as as a kid's best friend.
Yeah,
But what was kind of cool revisiting it after all these years was that it's actually a pretty smart show. They don't shy away from maybe a little weightier topics. I mean, it's a fun Saturday morning kid show, but I think they did some really interesting things with the character and told some interesting stories. So I'd like to see that one get a little more attention, you know?
okay. It definitely has the best theme song.
Yes, it does.
But they,
Absolutely.
yeah, they could put out a remastered Blu-ray of the show or something like that. Of course, you can watch it on YouTube these days,
Yeah.
but I don't think the quality is that good. On the,
Not much, but yeah.
have you been keeping up with the comic books? I know there's like a new Godzilla comic every week, but I think there's occasionally a new comic. I know Legendary's been putting some out.
Yeah, there's some from the legendary, storylines. I've been following the ones that come out through Joe DeVito's line.
Mm-hmm.
I call the weird mashups they're doing, like they did Kong on the Planet of the Apes. That
Yep,
was
I
kind
have
of
that one.
fun. Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed that one quite a bit because I'm also a huge Planet of the Apes fan. And I think they're coming out with Kong with the Rocketeer on Skull Island. So all
Okay.
of those, yeah, all of those mashup ones are kind of interesting. I get a
Mm-hmm.
kick out of it.
I think there's a Tarzan one. There's also a Tarzan and the Planet of the Apes one.
Yes,
Planet
there's a
Planet of the
Tarzan
Apes.
novel. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a novel. I can't remember if there's a comic book, but I know there's a Tarzan Planet of the Apes. It just came out with a Planet of the Apes versus Predator. First issue of that came out like last week.
oh, I haven't
I
seen that one
mean,
yet. I need to
yeah.
pick that up.
Well, if the Predator can go up against Archie, then why not the Planet of the Apes?
Exactly, exactly.
Uh, I imagine you must have a bit of a collection of Kong stuff.
Oh yeah, oh
I'm like,
yeah.
so what are some of your favorite pieces from your collection?
I have my original Aurora King Kong model that I made when I was a kid, which would have been
Okay.
sometime in the 70s,
Yep.
including the glow head, which very important. I've
Yes.
also redone that kit a few times, got some of the repops that they've done.
Hmm.
My favorite bit of Kong stuff that I have is a promotional item from the 1976 King Kong. It is a Jim Beam bourbon bottle in the shape of King Kong. Uh, that came with a that was when it came, it was full with bourbon, And part of the reason I love it is because it's just such a goofy item. The other reason I love it is that my grandmother bought it for me because
That
I was a huge King Kong fan and she was a huge bourbon fan. So she bought it for me and she said, "Kid, you get the monkey, I get the booze." So, and I still have that sitting on the shelf in my house.
is it empty now though? Did she?
It is. She
Okay.
took it out before she gave it to me. So
Right. Right. Okay.
she didn't have any kids walking around, pie-eyed. So
Wow. Wow. I don't think I had that Aurora kit, but I did have the Frankenstein one.
oh
I
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah, I have
mind.
that as well. That's a great one.
I'd like to reacquire that one if it's affordable. I don't. The original's not,
Well,
but some reissues I think might be
yeah,
affordable.
no, the original. When I bought them when I was a kid, I think they were 250 a piece. The last time I bought one, it
Probably.
was about $60. So
Jeez.
that's where
Jesus
we are
Christ.
now.
The things we lost. Oh my
Sure,
gosh.
sure.
Yeah. Try buying some Micronauts. Those
I
those
haven't
things are not.
got it.
Oh, those things are not cheap.
Yeah.
I haven't bought one in a while because of that. But yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, anything else you want to uh, talk about before we wrap up?
Oh, I hope
Some of your
people will take a look at the book just to explain to folks what it is. I had done a version of this book in 2005, which had begun sort of as a side hobby project, but when Peter Jackson announced he was doing his movie, there was an opportunity there to get it put out, published for real. And that version of the book uh, went up to King Kong Lives, and then I had a few pages on Peter Jackson's film because books have a really long lead life, so I had to have it handed in before I ever got a chance to see his film. So when it came time to
wow.
do this update, yeah, I wanted to, because I've gone very in depth into the making of the original six Kong movies. So I wanted to make sure I could do that for his movie as well. So that's a new thing in the book. And then I added a bunch of chapters because there's been so much in the Kong world since then, including the Broadway musical, which
Yes.
I don't know if anyone had a chance to see it, but the show itself we could talk about, but the puppet they did was just amazing. And so I wanted to make sure that I could address that. I wanted to address these new legendary films that have come out. So that's in the new edition of the book. And also I've followed all of the Joe DeVito, Marion Cooper estate publications. So there's books in there and comic books and collectibles. So I wanted to make sure I covered all of that as well. And then lots of just other stuff, Kong movies that never got made, all, the rip-off of Kongs, the spin-offs of Kongs,
Yes.
movies inspired. So I tried to make it really as thorough as I could. All of the different publications, books and makings of the novels and things. So I tried to get it as comprehensive as possible. And as we said earlier, that'll last for about 20 minutes until something new comes out. But I'm really hoping folks will take to this new version. It's almost a new book, and I
Mm,
hope that people will enjoy it if they take a look at
yeah. I see you've got Mega Ape in here. We just covered that
it. Yes,
2 weeks ago, I think. I don't see Conga TNT. You might inflict that on yourself.
I will have to
That's
have
just
to check that one.
that's just from a few. Oh,
Sure.
I'm not sure. I think it might even be by the same people that did Mega Ape. I'm not certain. It's.
Yeah,
I think that
that's an interesting group.
I
So
feel
it'll be
like the.
fun.
Oh man. So the thing I want to lay on you that's I didn't see it in here. So maybe
Okay.
when you do another revision in 10 years or so, there's a role playing game from Evil Genius Games called Everyday Heroes
Okay.
that is a modern version of the fifth edition of Dungeons and Dragons. Modern setting,
o- Okay.
right? So for like doing action film type stuff. And they somehow acquired the license to multiple movie franchises. So they're like The Crow and Universal Soldier and Pacific Rim
Oh, okay.
and Kong Skull Island. For some reason,
Okay.
they do not have the rights to Godzilla, but they did have the rights to Kong Skull Island. So they've put out 3 supplements for that.
Okay.
So
I will
you might
need
want
to check that out.
Evil Genius Games. Check that out. I have them all. I haven't actually played them yet, but I do
Okay.
own
Okay.
them. I do own them. So there you go. Yeah. Look into that. There's like 2 different Godzilla games coming out. One is a full game and one's a supplement for a Marvel superhero game.
Okay. Okay.
So, but so far, this is the only Kong one that I am aware of.
I have to dive in. I don't know the world of games as much. Know some other things, so I will need to dive into that.
Yeah, well, role-playing games is one of my things. I did a whole presentation on them at G-Fest a few years ago.
Cool.
So there's lots of, and it was immediately out of date. So
yeah, that's the problem with all this
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. So, well, Ray, thank you so much for joining us here today. Folks, if Kong is your thing, I highly recommend this book. Of course, you can find it on Amazon and all the usual places where you buy books. We'll probably put a link in the show notes, and we'll have a link to all of Ray's stuff. You've got a couple other credits, though. You want to pitch any of those real quickly?
Yeah, well, I have a book on the making of Close Encounters of the Third
Mhm.
Kind. That's another kind of deep dive book, which I hope folks would enjoy. And I have a book on a shorter book on the making of Amadeus, and then another one on the making of A Hard Day's Night, the Beatles film.
Oh,
They're all still out there. They're all available. If folks are interested, I'd love for you to check them out.
have you seen Disclosure Day yet?
I have seen Disclosure Day, yes.
Okay. What did you think?
I thought it was kind of an update of Close Encounters. I thought
Yeah.
he kind of used similar concepts to put it together. So yeah, no, it's interesting to see him go back to that after all this time, you know.
I would have liked to see a clip that explicitly tied it to Close Encounters. That would have been
Yeah.
fun, but he decided not to do that.
I was kind of hoping the guy at the end would have been Puck from Close Encounters, the little guy at the end, but
Yeah.
oh well.
Well, we'll be covering that soon on our other podcast, Mars Needs Movies. That's about alien invasions, infiltrations, incursions, and visitations. Well, once again, Ray Morton, author of King Kong, The History of a Movie Icon, thank you so much for joining us. And we're back.
Heck yeah, great interview. Cool guy.
Thank you. Kaiju Glam Metal Shark Attack is available on Pluto, but it was not last week when I was trying to watch it. At least it wasn't showing up in the Google search. So I had to go somewhere weird to watch it. But now it's on Pluto if anybody feels the need to watch it. It is written and directed by Brett Kelly. This would be the 3rd film of his we've done on this show. The other 2 were Conga TNT and My Fair Zombie. So, Honeybee, initial thoughts and feelings on Kaiju Glam Metal Shark Attack?
Well, it's kind of like this. If one of my friends was in this, amazing. Great job. So much fun. But, since I don't know anybody in this, no, it's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching it, but it definitely feels like a passion project amongst friends. And like I said, if I knew someone in this, I would be like, "Oh my gosh, you guys, amazing, so funny." There was a lot of things I liked in it, some things that really made me happy in it. But yeah, I mean, it's just uh, absolutely silly and ridiculous, and the quality is, it's a movie you make in your backyard with your friends for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. This is an SRS cinema production, and Ron Bonk is listed as a producer. So let's get to the cast. So Brett puts out a lot of these movies, But yeah, they all look like they're made on a shoestring budget. But he's always working on something, so good for him.
And I love the smart like things he does. Like there's some
Mhm.
really some parts where it's like, hell yeah, I can appreciate for sure.
Yeah. Ellen Mildred is Lita, which is my sister's name. Ellie Atson as Doro. Chance Kelly as Frank. And Grayson Kelly as Joe. I believe those are Brett's children. They were in Conga TNT. And Frank and Joe are the first names of the Hardy Boys. So I don't think
Hell
that's
yeah.
by accident. Trevor Payer as Major. Jody Hawkey as Williams. Thea Nikolic as Miller. Chad Walls as Wacko. Pavel Lubansky as dog owner. Paul Bradford as newscaster. Mark DeGrucci as frightened citizen. Willie Dye as missing person. Hardy Heinver as frightened citizen. John N.E. Hill as Bruce the Shark, which was what the shark was called in Jaws. Not in the movie itself. That's what they called it during production. Jeffrey Hylton as frightened citizen. Rudy Ledbetter as frightened citizen. Melvin S. Marsh as aid worker. Jordan Randall as boat passenger. Mark Schaefer as newscaster. Matt Skinner as soldier. Lilith Stabs as Alex Kittner. Jason Tanis as frightened neighbor. Brandon Updahl as missing person. And Matthew J. Wursma as a newscaster. I don't know why. Maybe it's a scheduling thing. I don't know why there's so many newscasters in this. Why didn't just stick with one?
Well, they're trying to show you like different parts of the world, I think, is
I
the
I think they were all
idea.
local. I thought they were all looked like they were meant to be local newscasters.
Well, I mean, yes, I didn't really actually mean the world. I meant like just like different places.
I'm assuming, this was filmed over time, and they're like, I can't make it this weekend. Oh crap! I'll get the other guy to be the newscaster. All right. There's no summary from Wikipedia, so I had to take notes. Damn it.
Damn it. I have notes, but they probably don't make any sense. Just like this movie.
Yeah, we start with a spaceship launch and docking at a space station, and there's a satellite and a connection lost, and then a meteor. But I wrote meteor, but I think it's actually the satellite is entering the atmosphere. We see a fisherman with a mohawk.
With a fake mohawk glued to his head, which is hilarious.
And a shark. I'm not sure where he's meant to be fishing that this shark just rolls up on him. But then the meteor hits. Or the satellite. The satellite hits. Then we get a news report and an announcement about the band Gelatin Skeleton, which appears to be a real band. I like the name.
Brother.
I like the name. Were they glam metal? I don't know. It's not for me to say. They didn't look that glam to me, is the thing. But what do I know? And a couple of ladies are watching this. Lita and Doro are watching this report. They announce, they're very concerned about whether or not the band will be coming to their town in Canada. We're in Canada, folks. And they are, and there will be a scavenger hunt giveaway. So first they've got to be one of the first callers. I can't remember how many callers. They got to do the call-in thing first, and then they've got to go on a scavenger hunt in addition. So it's a two-tier giveaway.
And I don't know what year it's supposed to be in this, because the girls, these two ladies, are for some reason pretending to be younger than they appear. Like when she's like and reading the scavenger hunt list, and she's like, and a cassette tape, whatever that is.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, bitch, you know what the fuck a cassette is.
Yeah.
You're like, and then they say things like spaz and coolness. So I'm like, okay, but then they have iPhones. So I'm like, what year is this supposed to be? I don't know.
And then the two boys, Frank and Joe, are also trying to enter the giveaway and lie about their age because you got to be 18 to enter this contest. A guy's watering the lawn and Skippy barks. the guy questions his life choices. The guy watering his lawn is not happy with his life. Enter the glam metal shark, which is a guy in a suit, so we appreciate that.
Ooh,
He's just slightly bigger than human at this point. Breaking news: there's a shark man 10 foot tall reported, and the girls just now open the scavenger hunt list that was texted to them, and they get a video link to the news, I guess. Photo of what? Oh, the things they need on the list are a photo of a tattoo, a drumstick, a music cassette, whatever that is, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
And then we take our first trip to the top secret military facility that we will return to throughout the film. Some dude reports to a general about mutagenic materials on the satellite and the Sharkman video. Then the boys check the scavenger list and also do not know what a cassette tape is. But they think
Yeah,
their dad
but one
might
of them
have some.
thinks he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, he spins a pencil through the hole.
Yeah. Yes. Somebody is day drinking. Who was day drinking? I don't remember. I just wrote down day drinking.
I don't know, probably a random.
Oh, I think it's somebody's walking down the street and the shark man is there and he starts to glow and grow. Run. So whoever was day drinking runs. Yeah, I think they were just day drinking on the street. The shark smashes some buildings and there's panic in the streets. So mark that off your kaiju bingo card. Panic in the streets.
We
More
got
breaking
panic. We got
news.
some destruction.
We come in the middle of the newsman's sentence and he says, and that is how mustard is made. Count me out.
Yeah. I really liked a few of these that he has.
They report that the shark has a red mohawk and hip waders. Some dude watches the video. A mad scientist? He appears to be a mad scientist, though I guess we couldn't afford a lab coat for him. He's just sitting on his porch watching.
Correction. He's sitting on his mommy's porch.
His mommy's porch, yes.
Because she later screams at him.
And he's like, they'll call. They have to call. The girls start the scavenger hunt, finally. Only 3 items. This is not much of a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, seriously.
At the military facility, the general gets meta. I think he even says something about an SRS movie, but it goes by really. I couldn't make out what he was saying, but I think that's what he was trying to say.
Yeah. He says it's like something about a B movie, and they all kind of have like a moment.
Yeah. Well, see, he says B movie, or even an SRS movie. I think so. He's trying to say like worse than a B movie. Guy reports his radio signal emanating from the shark. The fisher may have transformed into a shark, and it was our satellite. The shark appears to be following a rock and roll signal. So why is the signal emanating from him if he's following it? This didn't quite make sense.
And at one point, I looked up and it had snowed? Question mark.
That's where I am right now. I said establishing shot winter, and I'm like, okay. It didn't seem like winter earlier, but it is winter now.
And only for that small clip. And then it's back to like regular, we're in our shorts running around again.
Yeah. Shark, panic in the streets, building falls. Actually, I thought some of the effects were much better than I expected.
I thought some shit was really fun.
The shark itself is, it is just clearly a homemade shark costume, but his interaction with some of the buildings he's tearing up is better than I expected.
Yeah, or like walking through, like at certain points when he's like walking through the buildings, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And then when he picks up a tiny car with his little fin, oh my God, I was cracking up. That was so funny. Just a tiny little toy car and his little fin. Oh my gosh, I was snorting. That was so funny.
The girls have bought some cassettes, but one of them is like, we'll use yours, so I'm going to take these home. But if they didn't know what it was and they haven't bought a cassette player, I don't know what she's going to do. I've written something here that I can't read. Know something where they are. No, I don't know. News warning about the shark, which is now kaiju size.
And he's like, "What the heck is a kaiju?" Well, can't I just say giant size? Who is writing this?
Now, this was one of the low points. We get the space agency spokesperson, which was Lilith Stabbs, I believe, Alex Kinter, who seems to be standing in front of a green shower curtain.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I don't know if they meant to green screen something, but it's clearly, it looks like a brand new shower curtain that has just been opened up. And so all the creases in it are fresh and it looks terrible. And I don't know what they were covering up with this curtain that looked worse. or looked less like someone having a press conference, but a blank wall would have been better. This better not mean the concert is canceled, say the ladies. The shark is now in the ocean, and some guy screams. And then I wrote third news guy reports, but this might actually be the fourth news guy by this point. I'm not sure. The boys have a chicken drumstick for their scavenger hunt and have a discussion on whether that's the correct kind of drumstick. They didn't specify, so. Military guys again watch the video and discuss glam metal. Give us a definition of glam metal. Let's bring in our best people, and we see a training montage, which goes on way too long in slow motion.
Too long.
This movie's only like an hour long, and at least 10 minutes of it seems to be this training montage. They're getting some choppers in the air.
I did like how they just put up like these clips of like random destruction to make it look like the kaiju had like ripped apart the city. You know, like there's like some firemen putting out a fire, like an ambulance drives by, and they're obviously all very different clips. But they just like threw these like clips in here to like make it look like, the kaiju was wrecking the city. I really loved that. I thought that was really smart, and I thought it was awesome. I loved it.
Okay. The choppers attack and destroy a building instead of the kaiju. And did somebody actually say oops? Or did I wrote oops. Second building hit. Damn it. The shark takes down one of the copters. And somebody says, "This better not ruin my dinner party."
This guy, he's like, it's like a guy in his like garden. And also there's this guy who's sitting down outside and he's drinking a margarita, and the shark like comes up and he like picks up his 2 margaritas and like runs. I was like, that's so real. Margaritas are so expensive.
I think the day drinkers earlier did the thing where they throw away the booze.
That's so many bingo.
Movies. Yeah. Let's see. Military facility failure reported. Back to the ladies. Shark might be headed this way, and we need a drumstick. Shark is at the train. The girls video call their drumstick connection, who takes us through his music collection and shows us his rack full of drumsticks, and he will put it in a mailbox for them. I don't know if this is so he didn't have to film a scene with them, or if there's still a COVID concern going on. I'm not sure. But yeah, he just leaves them a drumstick in the mailbox.
Yeah, he says he's like too dangerous to go outside. I think he's just kind of like agoraphobic, maybe.
Yeah, well, and there's a giant killer shark outside.
Right.
The shark approaches, and he has a giant drumstick. And another guy with something hairbrush? What? I don't know what I've written here. Cocktails. Oh, this is the guy. Yeah, a guy with the cocktails. This is who you were talking about earlier. They show a guy with cocktails, and then they show a hairbrush guy. And various people watching the kaiju pass. Back to the second news guy. Shark has entered Canada. The shark has entered Canada.
But is this the one where the news guy is like, so the tickle bandit is still on the loose? Anyways, back to that shark thing. And I'm like, wait, a tickle bandit is he stealing tickles?
I think he tickles you and then while you're laughing steals your stuff. That'd be my guess.
Son of a bitch.
I've heard of a kissing bandit. but not a tickle
That is
panda.
so rude. Let me just say, tickling is the absolute worst thing ever.
It is, but it's the basis for my theories on comedy, which we will not go into right now. The boys check on what's going on. More buildings are destroyed. The scientist watches. Surely they will call now. Should I call them? Military, theorize it is attracted to loud music concert. Breaking news, Tickle Bandit. Here's where the Tickle Bandit is still at large. Shark is at Ottawa. And then they say, and now some good news. And they show us some good news, which is pronounced news, but spelled good news. And the boys watch the news. Let's go see if the show is canceled, they say. Look, shark. The shark starts throwing cars at the boys.
Yeah. This is when he holds the tiny little toy car in his little fin. So cute.
A plane takes off. One guy's on the phone. Shark throws cars at the plane. A car at the plane.
And good
It's
thing
nighttime.
he's the only guy on the plane.
That's, yes. The one guy on plane is what I meant is, yes. He is the singular person on the plane for some reason.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Nighttime. The shark in the city. Time to bring out the big guns.
Time in the city.
They fire missiles. Missiles hit, but he is still alive. Land assault. Tanks shoot. No good. Copter slap.
Copter slap.
Yeah. The scientist again. He has built a mecha. Boys are alone. Everyone else evacuated. What the fuck? Where are their parents? They're busy directing the movie, I guess. And then the shark is burrowing.
Stomp. He just starts stomping hose.
Well, something is burrowing like Bugs Bunny, and I guess it's the shark.
Huh.
Don't spit up, I wrote. And the girls are here now, also checking if the concert's still going on. And a crevice forms and buildings fall. A bridge is down. The general gets a report. Scientist finally gets the call and wants $500,000 to help. Are those Canadian dollars? Close-up of the shark's feet. He kicks a jeep. The boys run. Lita gets stomped. No.
The other one.
I wrote
Goro?
girl Lita? Doro. Doro gets stomped first.
Doro.
The boys had gotten separated. Now they're back together. The mecha
Yeah,
is
it was
in
so
position.
funny. It's so funny when the boys get back together and the little one's like, I just saw a lady get smushed. And the
Yeah.
friend just with like a straight face says, so did I. Let's go.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
The mech is in position, but the lasers have no effect, and the boys watch drone shoots. The shark has fire breath now.
Which the same boy who was just like, so did I, let's go, says fire breath, most unexpected, with no expression. It's so funny.
And the bot retreats. Scientist gets smushed, and the other girl gets smushed.
Everybody getting smushed.
Yes. Generals hear nothing. The boys are at the venue.
And then we see the real reason why we're in this movie, and it's this band and this song.
The band will play early as bait. It's in the hands of rock and roll now, the general says.
Fuck yeah, brother.
The shark plays air guitar on a giant anchor.
Yep.
And the power of music restores the shark to his human state somehow.
And it's so funny when he turns back into himself. Oh my gosh. And he's just looking around like with his like rock on hands. I was cackling.
The boys talk about the show and see the ghosts of the dead girls.
The dead people in the
that they don't
sky.
even know. They just those two girls that they don't know. Breaking news: peace is restored and now fluffy puppies. Gelatinsskeleton.com. Although I think I tried to go there and it was not working. But they may have a Facebook page. There you go. Kaiju Glam Metal Shark Attack.
What are you going to rate it?
Well, I feel it was better than Post-Apocalyptic Commando Shark that I watched for our friends podcast, the Final Picture Show podcast.
Uh-huh.
Oh, jeez. I mean, it's not good. It's fun.
It's fun.
They're having fun making it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll give it 2.5.
Okay, yeah, all right. I'm gonna give it 3 because I did have fun. It was fun, and like I said, if like one of my homies was in this, I would be like, "Oh, brother, 5 stars. That was so good. Like, I love this. I love this." But because like I don't have any like, it's like I just feel like this is such a passion project. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so, there were things I loved about it. I love the shark. I love the guy in the suit. I love his little fins. I liked the kids. I mean, I had a lot of fun. It made me laugh. So yeah, I'm gonna say 3.
All right. Next week's movie, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. Ooh.
Oh shit!
Folks, if you're listening to this on your way to Kaiju Go, come find us. Say hello. If you like what we're doing, like and subscribe, rate and review, and check out our other podcast, Mars Needs Movies, wherever you found this podcast. I guess that's going to wrap it up for today. Thanks again to Ray Morton for talking with us.
Thanks, Ray.
Until next time, I have been Precious D.
And I've been Honey Bee.
Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements.
And please don't misuse science.
We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please consider rating and reviewing us on your podcasting platform of choice. You can leave us a message and find links to all our things at mmftg.com.
Hot shark in the city. Destroying shit looking pretty.